Viewpoint on the historical context of a forgotten moment. An imaginary AD day where the future met you in that moment, in the altercation of an alliteration codex left by a single comment. The wrong side of an affair occurring offstage, right past the rabbit down the hole in the looking well at the world's end, and pretend to toss a coin down Hope's neck. That luck is just pretend, and the foothold of the hole you ran through is just a green, endlessly flowing, streaming text down the black screen of death. A one-handed scythe in the relinquished maneuver for the last breath of theft. The red right hand is only a giving moment, and he's only got so much time to ponder over the mirage of sand in the hourglass. A father who married Mother Earth's become the most prejudicial battleground for nature versus nurture, where we've accepted the view to use until all is gone and all friends are left vacant. Love is far behind in the chalk outline of sick, drowning off-air broadcasts in a pool of silence, purchased by the political mainstream sources for a black river of an incurable disease that is shed off the wrist of those whose hearts bleed, dying in the water stained forth where we've nurtured our ignorance to accept the propaganda of the proportions of every disease and the treatment and the fraction of the rate by which we are cured. The comparison of survival to a one-off rate is incurable, but well, we produce those remission states in a medical signed-off treatment to the symptoms of every chloroform remission. The statistical model of pain breaking down in a berserker mode, going rampant on the screen as the controller tells you that you should press X, and all you can do is see Y, O's, and squares. In a published, redeveloped model of symptoms and signs, this is something that you ought to recover from, but the prevention of the therapy is all that is chemo. And while we're trying to pretend that all of those third world testing sites are just some far off Neverland, and they're like Peter Pan, they never existed, because we're profiting from the reading of and the nourishment of all the stage plays and screen views of Captain Hook, who's losing his hand to the croc, who's playing in the river at a success rate of 99% in every stanza's course. Captain Hook can prevent the spontaneous combustion of hate for him. And the antibiotics of the bacterial infection are something that's coming forth in a codex that's written on an endless reoccurring black to green text wall of death. This is a fever, and we're endlessly streaming it as if nothing was left, reoccurring offstage in the affair of that moment, right past the rabbit hole and down the world's end, where we'll toss a coin and pretend that luck doesn't exist like karma. Yeah, that's right. She can drop the scythe, pull a maneuver to become invisible, like a vampire in the mirror, because while Father Earth married Mother Time, this is the battleground versus nature versus nurture. To kill off, murder, reuse, never. The socially accepted point of view of use until all friends are gone, like vacant lovers left in the chalk outline of sick, drowning off stage in a socially accepted broadcast pool of silence that is pacifist purchased by the political media source of the mainstream black river of banks stained vermilion, shed by red blood off the wrist of those whose hearts bleed, who aren't no pacifists, but don't believe in violence, but yet their lives were taken, like the lady in that red dress, or the child who's attending college, whose first day she's giving a whistle and told, blow this, if someone tries to penetrate you, and it's called rape. But don't you ever attempt to maneuver your lips to relinquish the truth and ponder the mirage of time and the father's hourglass, as they blame you, as they tell you that everything else you have ever known about society is a vacant point of view, that all anyone is ever going to do is use, so you better get used to it. Get used to it now, because while that matrix is streaming text in the black screen of death, he's going to hand over that scythe and relinquish the hope of the coin toss and tell you it's time to choose. So stand up, pull back the noose, throw it down at the ground and take away the knife. Put on the bandages and bear those scars with pride, because it's time to change the world tonight. So stand for yourself and stand against the propaganda of nature. Nature is amazing, and nurturing it against you is society, telling you it's time to harbor your ignorance, to accept everything you've ever known as nothingness. In a hidden one-off exposure, and the ingredients are diatoxins. This is the bioaccumulated fat cell of chemicals that are herbicides like Agent Orange, and everyone has erased their own promises, withheld the trophies of love like winners who are standing off stage as that love affair is commenting on their once loved parade, because people are telling them, yeah, that's right, the husband told the wife with that penetration act, I no longer love you, even if he never told her. He's a predator of her dreams. So contemplate the silence and expedite your dreams.